Hi everyone. So today we have an election prediction between Senator Kirsten Gillibrand from the great state of New York versus President Donald Trump, also from the great state of New York. So let's start off with the safe states. We know Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, all safe Democratic states. New Mexico, I would consider that safe for Kirsten Gillibrand. Her home state of New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, the District of Columbia, Illinois, I would all consider safe for Kirsten Gillibrand. Now for the safe Trump states. Up across the United States, this is Trump territory pretty much. I see him winning almost all the states he carried in 2016. We'll come back to Ohio. Arizona and Georgia, I both see safe for Trump because Kirsten Gillibrand, not necessarily best to appeal to minority voters. I also see North Carolina pretty safe for the Trump campaign. So we start off 187 for Kirsten Gillibrand and 206 for President Trump. Let's be a bit more realistic here. Colorado is trending more Democratic. I see it staying in the Gillibrand column. Same thing with Virginia. Her appeal to white voters would definitely carry her a win in Virginia. It's been trending more Democratic. I also see her taking the state of New Hampshire. I don't think it would be very difficult for her to do that, considering that Clinton won it and she is from that area. She might have the backing of Bernie Sanders, which could help her. But anyway, I see one district in Maine being safe for Kirsten Gillibrand. Minnesota, I also see going to Kirsten Gillibrand. Now for some more of the Trump states. Iowa and Ohio both are pretty much going to go to President Trump. He won there by considerable margins in 2016, and I don't see him falling back on that progress he's made with many of these white working-class blue-collar workers. I also see him holding on to the state of Wisconsin. I don't think it would be very difficult for him to do that. As for actually, I'll come back to Wisconsin. But as for the state of Florida, that would go to President Trump. The gun debate would have died down by then, and even now, as of mid-June, it's not necessarily the most amazing thing in the headlines. So let's go over some really just pure battlegrounds. Nevada, I would consider a pure battleground. Wisconsin, a pure battleground. Michigan, a pure battleground, and Pennsylvania is a pure battleground, and Maine at large plus that second district would be a pure battleground. However, I think that Kirsten Gillibrand will carry Maine at large, but then she would lose that second district, I believe. Going over to the state of Nevada, I think that Kirsten Gillibrand not necessarily best to appeal to minority voters. I think that Trump could flip this one back to the Republican side. So now the final three states that will decide the presidency: Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Now, let's go over ways that Kirsten Gillibrand can win. She has a much narrower path. She would have to have a clean sweep of the Rust Belt, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania to land her a victory narrowly. However, if let's say Kirsten Gillibrand, she wins Pennsylvania and Michigan, and Donald Trump just holds on to Wisconsin, he's the next president of the United States. Maybe he loses Wisconsin, but if he wins Pennsylvania, it's okay. Maybe he loses Pennsylvania, but if he wins Michigan, it's okay. So let's reset all these to battleground status because it's an area of the country I really want to talk about. Donald Trump is losing a lot of his base in the Rust Belt. Kirsten Gillibrand, not necessarily best to appeal to minority voters, but can, in one way or another, appeal to the Rust Belt. She's from New York. I see her carrying the state of Michigan. Now, my reasoning behind Michigan is that Donald Trump is not very well liked in Michigan. His approval rating is dipping there, and it voted for him the least back in 2016. Now we have a more realistic game going on. So 242 for Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, 266 for President Trump. President Trump's still the favorite to win. Let's go on to Wisconsin. Wisconsin voted for President Trump the most out of Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania. I think Kirsten Gillibrand not necessarily the best to appeal to Wisconsin voters. I think President Trump could narrowly, ever so slightly, edge out a victory in the state of Wisconsin as well as the state of Pennsylvania, effectively re-electing him 296 to 242. Thank you for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.